everyone, this is Joanna. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you are like me, you are left after the holidays with a bunch of half-burned or almost completely burned candles in the jars, and I love jar candles because they burn forever. Now don't throw them out. There are so many cool things that you can make with them. I'm going to show you a few today, but the possibilities are absolutely endless. Look at some of those jars. They are just so neat, like even if you want to repaint the jar. But let me show you what I do with my leftover candles. Well, to begin with, I just line up all of them on a baking sheet and I pull the lids off. Now make sure that you remember which lids go on which candles, because it can be kind of confusing when you're trying to put them together afterwards. And then I'm just gonna go in with boiling water and I'm going to pour that water inside, probably going 3/4 up to the top, and just go for it, and you can start seeing the wax melting and floating to the top. There are a bunch of different ways of cleaning out candles, but this one is by far the easiest for me. So you can see here the process. We're seeing more and more wax floating to the top, and here it's from the side. You can totally see that some candles are going to melt faster than others. You just leave it be. Leave it until the process is done and all the wax is gone. And what I mean by that is that all the solid wax is gone from the bottom. You can see that it's starting to accumulate in the top, and some candles are taking more time than others because it depends on the thickness of the wax and the kind of wax. Well, you just let it sit and let it solidify, and after it's been sitting here, we're sitting for 8 hours, but you probably don't have to wait that long. All the wax is on the top, so go ahead and start collecting that wax. Now you know there are certain smells that I burn more than others. Some of them are pine, which is the green one, and then I also have apple, which is red, and I take and I collect those separately because I know that I'm going to use those together. You know, all the pine smells are going to be melted together in the future, or all the apple one. But this is what you do, and at this point you just gonna take the wax, clean the bottom of the containers, and look at that, you have the most beautiful containers. You can use them for bath salts, for your toiletries, you can use it in the bathroom, wherever you want. They are absolutely beautiful. You can use them even as a vase. But let me show you what I did with some of mine. Now this was a really quick one. I just took some lights and I turned them on. These are all from the Dollar Tree, and I put them inside. You can put a candle, a battery operated candle, but I just thought that the lights would go all the way to the top and they will look really cool. And look at that. This was just such a beautiful candle to begin with, in a gorgeous jar, and what a beautiful way of displaying it after it's been it's been gone. And here is a different one that I use, a different jar. So let me show you another way of reusing your candles, and this is also a jar that I cleaned out, and I'm using a wick from Michael's, and I'm just going to glue it to the bottom of the jar. Now the wick is way longer than the jar, or taller than the jar, so I'm just gonna grab a little piece of wood and I'm going to wrap the end of the wick around the wood, and I'm just going to rest it on top of the jar. And yes, you guessed it, I'm going to take all my leftover wax and I'm going to melt it in the microwave, color by color. So I'm just going to take it, throw it in the microwave. It doesn't take that long to melt it. It depends on your microwave. And you're going to pour it in, and then you're going to let it sit until it solidifies. Do not rush it. Do not put it in the refrigerator. It's not going to solidify right. But look at that. You know, I don't remember how long exactly it took for it to get to that point, but I already have a different color ready, and I want to make sure that the different waxes that I'm pouring, that the colors are really different or somewhat different, so it's not uniform color. So this one was a little bit different. The bottom was gray. This one is purple, and then I'm going to go in with yet another color, and you just keep on going and going and going until you fill up your jar entirely. And every time you put a new layer, you'll let the previous layer sit and set, and you just keep on going and going and going, and you are going to end up with this really fun candle. And you know, the candles are pretty expensive, so I think that this was just such a fun way of reusing something that we would otherwise throw away. What do you guys think about that? So you're just gonna go and cut off the wick, and there you go. And I do have the top for it somewhere. Oh, there it is. And it looks so pretty. I am so glad that I have kept all those candles that would have gone to the trash, and I created this beautiful candle, and I created the little accent lights for around the house, which, you know, they don't have to be necessarily for Christmas. This one is kind of Christmassy design, but like this one is not. You can use it at all times. You can use it as a vase, like I said, as a container for bath salts. I mean, that would be absolutely awesome. What do you guys think about it? I think that they are pretty darn awesome. I absolutely love this idea of reusing them, or cleaning them out and repurposing something that would have been otherwise thrown away. Well, my friends, if you enjoy this video, make sure that you subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about this candle business, and let me know if you guys have other ideas of how to clean them out. Till next time, my friends. Ta-ta!